Hello friends, welcome to this class. My name is Mike. I'm so happy to have you here. Today we're going to be doing a Power Vinyasa flow. Go at your own pace, take child's pose whenever you feel like you need a break, skip vinyasas as you need, and modify anything however you need to. I'll also be giving some modification options throughout this class as well. So let's get started on our hands and knees in a tabletop position. Start by spreading your fingertips as wide as you can. Ground down through all four corners of your hands, and then bring your big toes to touch behind you, and then bring your knees as wide as your mat and sit your hips back towards your heels, coming into child's pose. Bring your forehead down. Just relax and breathe here. And this is a pose that you can come back to at any point throughout our class. Whenever you feel like you need a break, whenever your breath gets a little choppy, drop your knees to the ground, come into child's pose. You might have to take child's pose 5 times throughout this class, and that's perfectly fine. Whenever you are re-energized and rejuvenated, rejoin us in the flow. Just relaxing here, taking some deep breaths in and out through the nose. Feel your back ribs expand as you breathe in. And feel your shoulder blades relax down your back as you breathe out. And then start to slide your hands back towards your body, and we'll come back into a tabletop position. This time the feet will be hips width distance and the toes are grounded on the mat. With an inhale, drop your belly down towards the ground, send your chin up towards the sky. And as you exhale, press the mat away from you, round the spine, drop the head down. Inhale, fill up the lungs, gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, lower the crown of the head. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, fill up the lungs. And exhale, arch the spine. Last time, inhale, open the throat as you gaze up. And exhale, empty the lungs, a nice arch to the spine. Good, and then come into a flat back here in tabletop. From here, spin your hands to face towards your knees. Slowly start to sit your hips back towards your heels, just enough so you feel a stretch in your wrists. It might feel nice to rock your hips from side to side, shifting the weight from your right hand over to your left hand. Cool, and then spin your hands back to face the top of the mat. Slide your hands forward, and we'll move into downward facing dog, tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Take some movement here, so you can pedal into the feet a little bit. Maybe rock the hips from your right foot over to your left foot, feeling stretching the sides of your body. And then find stillness in downward facing dog. Fix your eye gaze to one point so it can be between your feet, maybe between your thighs. Doesn't matter, just keep looking at one point. When we focus the eye gaze, we focus the mind into stillness. And then breathe here, in and out through the nose, so the mouth is closed. We're just breathing through the nose. Nice long, full breaths. Breathing deep and free. Relax your head, soften the back of your neck. Gaze to the top of your mat and tiptoe your feet all the way forwards. And we're going to meet with our feet hips width distance at the top of the mat. And we'll come into ragdoll pose, grabbing opposite elbows. Soften through the back of your neck. Be heavy through the crown of your head. Bend your knees as much as you need to here, as much as feels right for you. Maybe rock from side to side. It's not about how deep you go into the pose. We're not competing against anybody. Yoga is about feeling. We're not trying to get anything from the pose. We're just trying to experience our bodies more deeply. And when we experience our bodies more deeply, you'd be surprised at how much your body will change. Because then you can challenge yourself at your edge, but in a way that's healthy and in a way that brings you to a new place. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, release your elbows, bring your fingertips downwards towards the ground. We're going to move into our first halfway lift. So keep your fingertips on the ground, or option to press your palms into your shin bones. And then with an inhale, lengthen your spine, reach through the crown of your head, send your butt back. And as you exhale, fold forward, drop the head, relax the neck. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold down to the toes. And 1 more time. Inhale, awaken the spine. Exhale, round. Drop the head. With your next inhale, press down through the feet to rise all the way up to stand. Reaching the arms up towards the sky. Gaze up to the fingers. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. And we'll take some sun salutations here, starting with an inhale. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Gaze up. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach through the top of your head. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back into a high plank position. And we'll hold in this high plank. Lift through the backs of your knees. Pull your belly button towards the spine. Breathe here. Find stillness. Find relaxation through your face. Relax your mask. If you ever need to drop the knees at any point, feel free. Hang out here for 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Lower the knees down to your mat. And then slowly bend the elbows to bring the chest down between the hands. Untuck the toes. And with an inhale, we'll come into our first upward facing dog. Option to keep the knees down, or if you feel like your body is ready, you can lift the knees as you press your hands down to lift the chest up. If it feels okay on your neck, you can drop the head back. Firm through your thighs, contract your glutes. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, we'll move into downward facing dog, rolling over the tips of the toes. And then again, set your eye gaze and breathe here for 3 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. One more breath. Gaze to the top of your mat, step or jump the feet forwards. Inhale to a halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up, gaze up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest halfway, send the hips back. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back into a high plank position. And we'll take our first chaturanga here. So we'll bend the elbows, option to lower the knees or keep the knees lifted and hover in a low plank position. Inhale to upward facing dog, lifting the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Setting the eye gaze and breathing here. Take one more breath. Good. Gaze between the hands, step or jump the feet forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold down towards the toes. Press down through your feet, reach the arms up, lifting through the spine, reaching through the fingers, and exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, mountain pose, lifting through the top of your head. And exhale, nice bend in your spine as you fold down. Inhale, lengthen the back. And exhale, plant the palms, step, or if you'd like to jump back into a plank position, feel free. And then we'll lower again into chaturanga, bending the elbows, option to lower the knees if you need. Inhale, upward facing dog, firm your thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze to the top of your mat, step or float the feet forwards. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana chair pose. Drop your hips down to your heels and reach the arms up towards the sky. Breathing here. Relax your face. Relax your shoulders. Lift through your inner thighs. Press down through the four corners of your feet. See if you can drop the hips a little bit lower for 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs, fold forward. Good job. Inhale, find length. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back into your plank pose. Lower down into your low plank. Knees stay down or they stay lifted. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, place your right foot between your hands. Plant your back foot flat down. Keep your fingertips on the mat. Square your hips towards the top of the mat. So firm your outer front thigh inwards towards your body. Squeeze your back heel down into the mat behind you. And then open up your arms like an airplane. So hovering the chest directly over your front thigh. Find length in the back of your neck. Awaken your spine. And then with an inhale, sweep the arms up, coming into warrior number 1. And finding stillness here. Use the pose to find presence inside the body. Just breathing, relaxing, observing what's happening inside the body. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, plant the palms, step the front foot back into high plank pose. Bend the elbows into low plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And remember that if you ever need to skip vinyasas, instead of stepping back into high plank, step straight back into down dog. And just pick up the flow whenever we meet you there. No problem. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, place the left foot lightly between the hands. Take your time getting the foot there. Ground your back foot flat down. Come onto your fingertips. Shift all of your weight into your front foot, so be light on your fingertips here. Squeeze your outer left hip inwards. Ground your back foot downwards. And then inhale, open the arms, coming into an airplane position with the upper body. Hovering the chest above your left thigh. Soften through your eyes, soften through your jaw. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky, warrior number 1. Firm your back thigh, lift through your spine, reach through your fingertips, and breathe here. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, plant the palms top of the mat, step the front foot back, or again, if you ever need to step straight back into dog, feel free. Otherwise, high plank position, bending the elbows into low plank. Inhale, lift the chest, contract your glutes, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, place the right foot forward. Ground the back foot. Inhale, straight up into warrior number one. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, open up the arms into warrior two. Soften the shoulders. Lock your eye gaze towards your front middle finger. Firm your back leg. Breathing deeply and freely, breathing through your entire body. Inhale, straighten your front leg, turn your front foot to face the left side of your mat. Exhale, warrior two towards the back of your mat. Locking the eye gaze towards your left middle finger. Notice if your fingertips are pointing upwards. See if you can get them level to the ground so your wrists are relaxed. Front knee is moving outwards. Take one more breath. Straighten your left leg. Point your left toes to face the left side of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. I'm going to face the camera so you guys can see here. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, interlace your fingertips behind your back. Inhale, straighten the arms, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward here. Drop the crown of the head down towards the mat. Let your fingers spill overhead. So if this stretch is ever too much, just take a little bend into your knees, and that's going to relieve some pressure from the stretch. Soften through the back of your neck. Lift the inner edges of your feet. Relax, lock your eye gaze on one point, breathing nice and deeply. Take one more breath. Good. With your next inhale, press down through your feet to lift the chest all the way back up. And exhale at the top. Good job. And step your feet to the top of the mat. Big toes are together. Samastitihi. Palms are open. Samastitihi means standing with awareness. Maybe closing the eyes for a moment, spreading the fingertips wide. Feel your feet grounding down to the mat. Feel the heat between your feet and the mat. Take some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Feel the abdomen lifting and expanding as you breathe in and softening as you breathe out. Take one more breath. Good, and then open the eyes if you close them. We're going to move into tree pose on the right side. So we'll start by lifting the right foot, bringing the right foot to the left inner thigh. Now the modification for tree pose is you can keep your right toes on the ground, and you can just bring your right heel to your ankle. Start with the hands at heart center. Fix your eye gaze on one point in front of you. From here, interlace your fingertips, straighten your arms, press your palms up towards the sky. Feel your rib cage lift up as you send the palms of the hands upwards. See if you can pull your pinky fingers downwards towards your head. As you breathe in, try and lengthen the sides of your body. As you breathe out, try and keep the height of your chest. Take one more deep breath here. Good, and then slowly start to lower everything back down to the ground, nice and gracefully. Good, and then we'll move straight into the left side, so the left foot lifts up. Again, option to keep your toes down if you need a little extra balance today. Start with the hands at heart center. Standing in the cyclone, standing in the center of the storm. Sometimes our mind and our emotions feel like we're in a storm, but within the center of every storm is stillness. And through our yoga practice, through focusing our eye gaze, deep breathing, we learn how to slip into that center. We learn how to slip into the stillness. Interlace your fingertips, slowly start to reach your palms upwards towards the sky. Firm your outer arms inwards towards your ears. Keep looking at one point. Take 2 more breaths. Lifting through the palms of your hands, pulling downwards through your pinky fingers. And then slow and controlled, start to come back down. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, wrap your right arm underneath your left arm, so we're eagling up the arms. If this is too much for you, option to grab opposite shoulders. Otherwise, take the eagle bind, and then lift your right knee upwards towards the sky and wrap your right leg on top of your left leg. So we're coming into eagle pose here. Notice if your spine is a little bit rounded here. If that's the case, see if you can shift your weight backwards a little bit to get your spine in one straight line. Drop the hips low. Lift the elbows. Now from here, we're going to slowly move into sleeping eagle. So we're going to lower the elbows downwards towards the knees. Stay firm through your bottom foot. Maybe give the knees a little tap with the elbows. And if you can't reach quite yet, don't worry. Wherever you go is perfectly fine. And then as slowly as you went down, start to rise back up. And then unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs, lower down. Open your palms next to your hips. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Slow breath out through the mouth. Good job. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath your right arm or grab opposite shoulders. Finding that bind. And then lift your left knee up. Wrap your left leg over your right leg. Finding the balance. A generous bend in your right knee to lower the hips. Nice and low. Find a straight spine. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Breathing here, finding stillness. And then slowly starting to lower the elbows down to the knees. Nice and controlled motion. Keep your focus. And then slowly start to rise back up. Strong bottom leg as you come up. And then unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs, and lower. Open the palms next to the sides. Deep inhale through the nose. Slow breath out through the mouth. Good job. And then from here, we're going to come into a Malasana prayer squat. So we'll bend the knees with the toes pointing outwards. And bring the hands to heart center. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Relax your mask. Soften through your eyes. Soften through your jaw. Feel free to hang out here in Malasana. You're getting a great hip stretch in here. If you would like to take an arm balance, we can play with crow pose. So 2 options. Option 1, You can come into a baby crow if crow is not in your practice yet. So you'll come onto your forearms, spread your fingers nice and wide, and then bring your knees towards the backs of your arms as high up toward your shoulders as you can. Look forward, and then start to shift your weight forward, and then play with lifting your feet off of the ground. So that's baby crow. If regular crow is in your practice, feel free to go there. So you can plant the palms. This time the arms are straight, knees are at the backs of the elbows, and you lift up. Keep lifting the heels in crow. If you're in crow, hold there for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down back into Malasana. And if you were in Malasana, we're happy to join you. Plant the palms, and we'll step back into downward facing dog or take a vinyasa back. Your choice. And just a reminder that if you ever need child's pose, drop the knees to the floor, bring the forehead down, pause the video, come back whenever you feel rejuvenated. Inhale, lift your heels, come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, wave forward into a high plank position. Lower the knees onto the ground, and then bend the elbows to bring the chest down to the ground. So we're going to take bow pose. So bring your feet about hips width distance behind you, and then reach backwards to grab the outsides of your feet. So your hands are reaching and grabbing from the pinky toe sides of your feet. Now, we're going to lift up here, so we're going to kick the hands up and towards, we're going to kick the feet up into the hands. If that bothers your lower back, the modification for bow is that you're going to bring one forearm to the ground right in front of your face and just keep one hand on one foot behind you and just lift up like that. But if it feels okay, grab both feet. And whenever you're ready, kick the feet up into the hands, lift the chest. Keep kicking up through the heels. Relax your neck. Neck is free. Happy neck. Keep rolling your shoulders up and back. A nice arch in your spine. Breathing in and out through the nose. Keep looking at one point, either down on your mat or slightly in front of your mat. For 5, 4, you can do this. 3, keep lifting the feet, lifting the chest. 2, and 1. Release the thighs down, bring the tops of the feet down. Rest one cheek on your mat. Great job. That was a long hold, so enjoy this break here. Take some nice deep breaths. Yoga is about letting go. But to let go, we have to start by breathing deep, becoming aware of everything that's happening in the moment. Take one more breath here. Good job. And then plant your palms flat on the mat next to your chest. And inhale, scoop the chest forward, coming into upward facing dog. We'll hold here for 5 deep breaths, lifting the backs of your knees. Be long through the back of your neck. Maybe drop the head back if that feels comfortable for you on your neck. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, lower the knees back down to the ground. Sit the hips back towards the heels, and this time come all the way up onto the knees. And we're going to move into camel pose. So bring your hands to your lower back with your thumbs pointing outwards towards the sides of your body. The modification for camel pose is that you're going to keep your toes tucked. If you're able to, come onto the tops of your feet. And then from here, slowly starting to drop the head back as you press the hips forward. Try and find a nice C-shaped curve through your back. If this feels nice and easy for you, option to bring the hands down towards the heels. Otherwise, just keep the hands on the back to support your lower back. Drop the head back, relax your neck. Ground your shin bones down. Press your hips forward. Lift your chest upwards. Gaze towards the ground behind you. Soften through the crown of the head. Take one more breath. And then if you brought your hands to your heels, bring them back to your lower back as we slowly come back up onto the knees. Good. From here, plant the palms top of the mat, and we'll move into downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. Should feel really nice on your lower back. With your inhales, press your hands forward. With your exhale, send your hips backwards. Take 2 more breaths. Good job. And then start to shift your weight forwards into a plank position. And then lower the knees down to the ground. Cross your ankles behind you. And then sit your hips back towards your heels. And then we're going to swing the legs forward and come onto our backs. And we're going to set up for 1 back bend. And we'll all start in bridge pose. So bring the heels as close as you can towards your sit bones. And then whenever you're ready, lift the hips up, hips towards the heavens, grounding through the bottoms of your feet. You can interlace the fingertips behind your lower back, straighten out the arms. We'll be here for 5 deep breaths, so feel free to hang out in bridge pose. If you have a deeper back bend in your practice and you feel like you're ready for it today, you can plant your palms behind your ears and rise up into wheel pose, lifting all the way up. Wherever you are, keep breathing in and out through the nose. Relax, open, breathing deep and free for 3, 2, and 1. Slow and controlled lowering 1 vertebrae at a time onto your back. Bring the feet together, bring the knees together, and we'll windshield wiper the legs. So dropping the knees towards the right side of your mat, and then slowly dropping them to the left side of the mat. It might feel nice to open up your arms to a T position as you do this. Windshield wiping the mind. And then we'll bring the knees back to center. And we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So this time let the knees fall open towards the sides of your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring 1 hand over your heart and 1 hand over your belly. Feel the warmth inside your abdomen. Relax, let go here. Focusing on the breath. Feel the warmth of the breath as it comes in. Feel the coolness of the breath as it goes out. And then hug the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around your shin bones. And we're gonna rock all the way up to a seated position, and we're gonna land at the top of the mat with legs straight. So it might take a couple rolls to get enough momentum. Take your time, and then with an inhale, roll all the way up to a seated position. Legs are straight, big toes are together, top of the mat. Inhale, lift your arms, gaze up towards your fingers. And exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. You can bring your hands to your ankles. You can bring them towards the sides of your feet. Or if it's accessible, you can grab your big toes. But again, remember that there's no need to push yourself in any pose. It's just about experiencing your body more deeply. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin to fold forward, dropping the head down towards the knees. And as you inhale, try and find some more length in your lower back. And as you exhale, fold in just a little bit deeper. You should feel a nice stretch through the backs of your legs all the way up towards your spine. Take one more breath here. And then slowly start to lift the chest back up. Release whatever you have with your hands. Good job. Reach your arms towards the top of the mat, and we're going to slowly make our way onto our backs. One more time. Do it as controlled as you can. Nice and slow. Use your core here. Pull your lower abdomen towards your pelvis to activate the core. Slowly making your way down. Eventually, back of the head will touch down on the mat. And we'll move into our closing poses, and we'll start with a shoulder stand. So rocking the weight onto the shoulders, bringing the hands to the lower back. Now, if shoulder stand is too much for you, feel free to come into a bridge pose. If you have a block, slide the block behind your lower back and just lift your legs upwards towards the sky. And it feels nice if the edge of the block is pressing against your sacrum. So not so much the top of the block, but you can play with it and find a comfortable position for you. So waterfall pose or shoulder stand. Wherever you are, try and get one straight line with your body. Reaching through the tips of the toes. Feeling the stillness. What does stillness feel like inside your body? Allow the mind to slow down. Allow the thoughts to settle. If you're in shoulder stand, option to drop the legs behind your head, coming into plow pose. So the toes come down towards the ground. They might not touch the ground. That's perfectly fine. If the toes do touch, option to interlace your fingertips and straighten out the arms behind your back. If the toes aren't touching quite yet, keep your hands on your lower back to support yourself. Keep the legs firm and engaged wherever you are, whether you're in waterfall or plow pose. Breathing through the entire body. As we breathe deep, we activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which relaxes all the muscles, slows down our heart rate, slows down the mind, makes us feel really good. Wherever you are, slowly start to make your way onto your back. And once you're on the back, we'll hug the right knee inwards towards your chest. And with your left hand, guide the right knee over towards the left side of your body. And then open your right arm towards the right side of your body. Gaze over the right shoulder. Lock your eye gaze towards your right fingertips. When we find stillness in our eye gaze, we help to find stillness in our mind as well. Take one more breath. And then slowly coming back to center and switch the legs. So the right leg will extend straight out, the left knee hugs into the chest. With your right hand, drop your left knee over towards the right side, and then open up your left arm towards the left side. Gaze over the left shoulder towards your left fingertips. And just feel what it's like here in these closing poses. Notice any difference between how you feel now and how you felt at the start of your practice. It can be anything. It can be the temperature of your body. It can be the sensations inside your body. Maybe you feel more loose than when you started. Notice any differences in your mind right now compared to when you started. Slowly come back to center, and remembering that we're not trying to get anything out of our practice. We're not trying to enlightenment in our minds. We're not trying to do anything with our bodies. There's a lot of benefits that happen through our practice, but we're just observing whatever happens without. Bring both knees together, wrap your arms around your shin bones. If you're very flexible, you might be able to grab opposite elbows around your shins. If that's not available yet, don't worry, just wrap your arms around the legs. Press down through your lower back, try and get your whole spine straight. Hug the tops of the thighs in towards your rib cage. And then lift your forehead upwards towards your knees. Breathing here. Use all the energy and effort that you have left inside your body. Squeezing in tightly for 3. Try and keep a calm mind. 2. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, release the legs, open up the arms, coming into Shavasana pose. Great job. We made it. We are here in our resting position. And this is where you just let go. Let the eyes close. Open the palms of the hands. Allow your eyes to be heavy in the sockets. See if you can soften the skin across your forehead. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Be as heavy as you can through your hips. Soften the thighs so much that the toes naturally want to drop outwards towards the sides of your mat. And then let your breath just come back to its natural rhythm. So no more deep breathing. Just breathing as you normally would, like you're going to sleep. Just letting the breath do its thing, not controlling it. And just surrendering, letting go for a couple moments. Start to bring your awareness back into your body, feeling the body, reconnecting with what it feels like as you lay here in stillness. Bring both hands to your abdomen. Take a deep breath in through your nose and feel your abdomen lift up as you breathe in. And feel your abdomen contract and soften as you breathe out. Reach your arms overhead with a big inhale, coming into a full body stretch. Spread the fingers wide. Point the toes. Lengthen through the sides of your body. And then bend the knees in towards your chest. Grab your knees. Roll onto the right side of your body, coming into a fetal position. Relax your right ear on your right arm. And as you lay here in this last moment, bring in a little bit of a sense of gratitude for whatever your body was capable of doing today. Always being thankful for how much our bodies support us and carry us throughout our day, and how they allow us to engage in practices like this that benefit us in so many ways. And whenever you're ready, slowly start to make your way up to a seated position, top of your mat. You can keep the eyes closed here. Go ahead and bring your hands towards your knees. Soften the shoulders. Again, see if you can find some relaxation through your face. Soften the forehead, soften the eyelids, relax your cheekbones, relax your jaw. Bring your hands to heart center, press the palms towards each other. Bow your chin down towards your chest. Take one last deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale out the mouth. And blink open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you doing this practice with me. If you enjoyed it, maybe give me a thumbs up, maybe leave me a comment in the comment section below. And I hope to see you again soon. Again, my name is Mike, and have an awesome rest of your day.